Welcome back, weirdos. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I hope you're having a great start to your day. As you can see, I did a little bit of a chop. I got tired of the round nails and I did cut them down into very short, rounded squares. And we're gonna do a French mani on them. That's right, if you have short nails, but you always wanted that French mani look with dip powder, I got you. Stick around. I'm gonna use Revel liquids. I'm gonna use Revel's Emily. And I'm going to use this dip tray. This particular one is by Makartt. I've had it for literally ever. This was the same tray I used in my original French mani video. I'll leave that up in the cards or down in the box in case you want to check it out, but it's not going to be very different than this video. This is the idea I'm going for. I don't have anything on my nails right now. I just wanted to get it in there and see what the smile line could look like before I committed. I'm going to be using Revel's Scarlet as the background pink color. It's a medium pink. If you want a darker pink, you can do that too. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put a coat of the dip base on my entire nail from cuticle to free edge. If you have longer nails or if you need an apex on your nails, I would suggest you build that up with clear powder first before this step. So once you've got your dip base on, you're going to slide your finger into this dip tray and very slowly. You don't want to overdo it and push too far and then your smile line is weird. Very gently, let it sit in there with the smile line you like. You can adjust it. You can rotate your nail on the sides if you want a deeper smile line, but you want to let it marinate in this white for a little bit, and then you're going to gently tap off excess with your finger pointed down. You want to point your finger in the direction you want your powder to fall. You don't want to tap it off and have that powder fly up over that smile line, Then you'll wind up with like a weird looking ombre. So I want this to become saturated on the tip, and then we're going to pour over our background color. Now, again, this is a medium pink. This is a very natural French manicure. If you wanted to use a darker pink, you absolutely could. I would highly suggest you use a sheer type powder for this. You can use an opaque one like Revel Erica would be fine, but your white is not going to contrast enough for you to really notice. Trust me, I tried. So once you have that pink powder poured over, and it's important to pour over and not dip, because if you dip into your pink background powder, you have a good chance of pushing your white smile line up into the base of the nail, and that's not something you want to do if you're going for a very clean French. Cleaned around my cuticle area with my precision tool. I do have it linked in my Amazon storefront, but the one that I was using I got from Gigi's Nail Co. I'll leave both linked down in the box for you guys. Then I'm going to dust off excess, and that's what we're looking like so far. I know it doesn't look like much, but this is one of those trust the process moments. It's going to get there on the second coat, don't you worry. I am going to dust off the excess with a scrubby brush, only because with sheer powders, if you don't really remove the excess well, they can look kind of grainy. So I definitely like to scrub with the scrubby brush once the base is set. And now we're gonna do it all over again. Same exact steps, same exact way. And the key to this second coat is you really wanna focus on lining up your smile line the same exact way. Because if you're off a little bit with your smile line, it can create shadows, it can create an uneven looking smile line. So you want to try to line that up as close as you can to the original smile line. And again, we're going to let it sit there, marinate, absorb all that white powder before we tap off very gently and then pour over the pink powder. So once you've gotten that pink powder poured over, there's a lot of peas happening here. Once you have the pink powder poured over, you're going to clean around your cuticles with, and you don't have to use a precision tool. I happen to like it because it's reusable, but you can use a toothpick or an orange wood stick, whatever you have on hand. Dust off excess gently. Of course, the timing of this will depend on what kind of base you're using. If you're using a slower setting base, you're going to want to leave more time in between dusting off excess. But you will likely be going nail by nail. Instead of doing one nail all the way, like I'm doing here. I'm just doing a demo for you. And I'm gonna do one more nail so you can see it all again without me yapping at you. And then we're gonna grab clear dip powder. Now, I have morphed into a little bit of a meh, you don't need clear over everything anymore. However, over this design, I'm going to highly recommend you use a clear dip powder to encapsulate, because once you go to file and buff, the last thing you want to do is disturb your smile line and take off too much product. So I use that clear dip powder as a buffer layer between the French manicure design and my file, so I don't destroy it when I go to file later. So I'm going to do my dip into clear. I'm going to get rid of all the excess, activate, and then I'm going to move on to the next nail. I should make you aware, because I've had this question a few times in the recent past, why I dip more than one time into the clear. I am simply getting rid of any wet spots that may be on the nail, because the last thing you want to do is brush off excess and have wet base on your nail. You're going to goop everything up. So I like to just make sure there's nothing wet on my nail, and that's simply accomplished by dipping back into whatever color you're using. So here's my game plan. I'm going to go ahead, get off the excess. I'm going to activate this nail. I'm going to go ahead and do my middle finger nail. And I know some of you are auditory learners, some are more visual learners. And in an effort to appease both audiences, I'm going to let you watch me do my middle finger, my middle finger nail in silence. And I'm going to come back with the whole hand done. So I went ahead and finished all of the nails. I'm getting rid of the last bit of excess on my thumb, and I'm going to activate the remaining nails. I am going to file and buff off camera, and then we're going to talk about top coat. In my original French mani video, I used a gel top coat, which I'm going to do again today. And I had a lot of questions about it, so I figured I would address them here. Why do I like using a gel top coat? Why don't I use a dip top coat? If you're new, hi, hello, I am Marlakrishelp. Thank you so much for being here. Consider subscribing. If you like nail content, I'm here twice a week, every week. So this is totally a personal preference thing. If you like using dip top coat, or if you have a gel allergy to where you cannot use a gel top, at this point, after you file and buff, clean off your nail. I'm using some Young Nails Swipe solution. You can use alcohol, or you can get up and wash your hands. Then you can do your coat of activator, let that sit, and go in with your 2 coats of dip top. However, I happen to prefer the ease of use of gel top coat, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. But before I do that, this is not sponsored. I have been obsessed with this cereal milk instant breakfast whatever stuff from Carnation. I have all of the flavors and I love them all with my whole entire heart. I found mine on at Walmart, but I also found them on Amazon, which is super convenient. So it'll be linked down below if you want to check it out. If you like cereal milk, you're gonna love that. Back to nails. So if you're doing a gel top coat, you're gonna want to put down a gel primer. This is going to help your gel top coat stick to your nail and not peel up after a couple of days. I'm using the Mia Secret gel primer. It's linked in my storefront under gel polish, probably, maybe. And I'm gonna let it sit on the nail for just a minute. It's not going to dry down completely. It's gonna remain tacky. It's kind of like double-sided tape. It'll stick to your nail and it'll stick to the gel top and help hold everything together. Then I'm going to go in with my gel top coat. I've been going back to Model 1s. I like that it's convenient. It's on Amazon. It is really inexpensive in comparison to a lot of other gel top coats, and I like it. So I'm going to use my Model 1's gel top, and I'm just going to apply one thin and even coat to all of the nails, and then cure for 1 full minute. So here's the finished look. I'm finishing up with some cuticle oil per usual. Got to rehydrate that skin. So you guys will have to let me know what you think. I hope you found this helpful. Let me know down below if you have any questions. And if you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. It actually really helps out my channel. I'm just getting off the excess oil from the nail with some of that swipe solution. You can use alcohol, as I mentioned. And that's how you do a French mani on short nails with dip powder. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll catch you in the next one. Love you, bye.